Hello, I come in the name of Jesus Christ, Yahushua HaMashiach, to share a word given on 6/14/2025. I ask us with all content on this channel that you would take everything to the Most High God, Yahuwah, for your own personal confirmation and understanding. If you have a prayer request, feel free to reach out. The email will be in the description box. And I'm going to go ahead and share this word now, given on 6/14/2025. Daughter, warn the people, read my words of times prior upon the earth and upon the land. For verily, verily, I say unto those inhabiting the land of my creation, there is nothing new under the sun. Read Jeremiah 50-51. The word, and I like to say Yah, the word that Yah spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans, and by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, and publish, and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken. Bel is confounded. Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart both man and beast. In those days and in that time, saith Yah, the children of Israel shall come. They and the children of Judah together, going and weeping, they shall go and seek Yah, Yahuwah their God. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, Come and let us join ourselves to Yah, Yahuwah, in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. My people hath been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, We offend not, because they have sinned against Yah, the habitation of justice, even Yah, the hope of their fathers. Remove out of the midst of Babylon, and go forth out of the land of Chaldeans, and be as the he-goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yah, Yahuwah. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine inheritance, or heritage. Because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls. Your mother shall be sore confounded, she that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Because of the wrath of Yah, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yah, Yahuwah. Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of Yah. Take vengeance upon her, as she hath done, do unto her. Cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn every one to his people, and they shall flee every one to his own land. Israel is a scattered sheep. The lions have driven him away. First the king of Assyria hath devoured him, and last this Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, hath broken his bones. Therefore thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will punish the king of Babylon and his land, as I have punished the king of Assyria. And I will bring Israel again to his habitation, and he shall feed on Carmel and Bashan, and his soul shall be satisfied upon Mount Ephraim and Gilead. In those days and in that time, saith Yah, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none. And the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found, for I will pardon them whom I reserve. Go up against the land of Merathaim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Akkad. Waste and utterly destroy after them, saith Yah, and do according to all that I have commanded thee. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yah. Yahuwah hath opened his armory, and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yah, God of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans. Come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. Slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of Yahuwah our God, the vengeance of his temple. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against it. Round about, let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done. Do unto her, for she hath been proud against Yah, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith Yah. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith Yah, Yahuwah of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. Thus saith Yah, Yahuwah of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Their Redeemer is strong. Yah of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. A sword is upon the Chaldeans, saith Yah, Yahuwah, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men. A sword is upon the liars, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. A sword is upon their horses, and upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. A drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up, for it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols. Therefore the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the island shall dwell there, and the owls shall dwell therein, and it shall be no more inhabited forever, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. As Yah overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yah, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. Behold, a people shall come from the north, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. They shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel and will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses, every one put in the array, like a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. The king of Babylon hath heard the report of them, and his hands wax feeble, anguish took hold of him, and pangs as of a woman in travail. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan unto the habitation of the strong, but I will make them suddenly run away from her. And who is a chosen man, that I may appoint over her? Who is like me? Who will appoint me for the time? Who is that shepherd that will stand before me? Therefore hear ye the counsel of Yah, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. Thus saith Yahuwah, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them, that rise up against me, a destroying wind. And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigadine. And spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through inner streets. For Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God. Yahuwah of hosts, through their land was filled with sin, and against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of Yah's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yah's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. Yah hath brought forth our righteousness. Come, let us declare in Zion the work of Yahuwah our God. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. Yah hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, for his device is against Babylon, to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of Yah, the vengeance of his temple. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong, set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes. For Yah hath devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. O thou that dwelleth upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. Yahuwah of hosts has sworn by himself, saying, Surely I will fill thee with men, as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. He hath made the earth by his power, he has established the world by his wisdom, and has stretched out the heaven by his understanding. When he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings and rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures. Every man is brutish by his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image, for his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. They are vanity, the work of errors. In the time of their visitation they shall perish. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahuwah of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms, and with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and women, And with thee will I break in pieces old and young. With thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. And I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. With thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen. With thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of the Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith Yah. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountains, saith Yah, which destroyeth all the earth, and I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks, and I will make thee a burnt mountain. And they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith Yah. Set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, prepare the nations against her, call together against her the kingdoms of Ararat, Min-nai, and Ashchenaz. Appoint a captain against her, cause the horses to come up as the rough caterpillars. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of Yah shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon desolate, or desolation without an inhabitant. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight, they have remained in their holds, their might hath failed. They became as women, they have burned her dwelling places, her bars are broken. One post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to show the king of Babylon that his city is taken at one end, and that the passages are stopped, and the reeds that have burned with fire, and the men of war are frightened. For thus saith Yah, Yehovah of hosts, the God of Israel, the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her, yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, hath devoured me, he hath crushed me. He hath made me an empty vessel, he hath swallowed me up like a dragon. He hath filled his belly with my delicates, he hath cast me out. The violence done to me and to my flesh be upon Babylon. Shall the inhabitant of Zion say, in my blood upon the inhabitants of Chaldea? Shall Jerusalem say? Therefore thus saith Yah, behold, I will plead thy cause, and take vengeance for thee. And I will dry up her sea, and make her springs dry. And Babylon shall become heaps, a dwelling place for dragons, an astonishment and a hissing without an inhabitant. They shall roar together like lions. They shall yell as lion whelps. In their heat I will make their feasts, and I will make them drunken, that they may rejoice, and sleep a perpetual sleep, and not wake, saith Yah. I will bring them down like lambs to the slaughter, like rams with he-goats. How is Shishak taken? How is the praise of the whole earth surprised? How is Babylon become an astonishment among the nations? The sea is come up upon Babylon. She is covered with the multitude of the waves thereof. Her cities are a desolation, a dry land, and a wilderness, a land wherein no man dwelleth, neither doth any son of man pass thereby. And I will punish Bel in Babylon, and I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he hath swallowed up, and the nations shall not flow together any more unto him. Yea, the wall of Babylon shall fall. My people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of Yah, lest your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor, and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babylon, and her whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Then the heaven and the earth and all that is therein shall sing for Babylon, for the spoiler shall come unto her from the north, saith Yah. As Babylon hath caused the slain of Israel to fall, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth. Ye that have escaped the sword, go away. Stand not still. Remember Yahuwah far off, and let Jerusalem come into your mind. We are confounded because we have heard reproach. Shame hath covered our faces. For strangers are come into the sanctuaries of Yahuwah's house. Wherefore, behold, the days come, saith Yah, that I will do judgment upon her graven images, and through all her land the wounded shall groan. Though Babylon should mount up to heaven, and though she should fortify the height of her strength, yet from me shall spoilers come unto her, saith Yahuwah. A sound of a cry cometh from Babylon, and great destruction from the land of the Chaldeans, because Yah has spoiled Babylon and destroyed out of her the great voice, when her waves do roar like great waters. A noise of their voice is uttered, because the spoiler is come upon her, even upon Babylon, and her mighty men are taken. Every one of their bows is broken. For Yahuwah, God of recompenses, shall surely requite, and I will make drunk her princes, and her wise men her captains, and her rulers and her mighty men, and they shall sleep a perpetual sleep, and not wake, saith the King, whose name is Yahuwah of hosts. Thus saith Yah of hosts, the broad walls of Babylon shall be utterly broken, and her high gates shall be burned with fire, and the people shall labor in vain, and the folk in the fire, and they shall be weary. The word which Jeremiah the prophet commanded Seraiah, the son of Neriah, the son of Maaseiah, when he went with Zedekiah, the king of Judah, into Babylon, in the 4th year of his reign. And this Seraiah was a quiet prince. So Jeremiah wrote in a book all the evil that should come upon Babylon, even all these words that are written against Babylon. And Jeremiah said to Seraiah, when thou comest to Babylon, and shalt see, and shall read all these words, then shalt thou say, O Yahuwah, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but that it shall be desolate forever. And it shall be, when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it and cast it into the midst of Euphrates. Thou shalt say, thus shall Babylon sink, shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her, and they shall be weary. Thus far are the words of Jeremiah. Let this be a warning to those who would heed stern counsel in a time of need. For this is the portion of all nations who depart or refuse the true and living God, the only true and living God, Yahuwah. Daughter, share what you heard and seen today. Father, I seen many protesting against dictatorship and against having a king. And concerning the difficulties of the economy, yes, daughter, this is by no accident, but who has ears to hear and eyes to see? This is a stiff-necked people who do err and have not known my ways. Will any turn to me? For I only can save, deliver, and redeem. I ask, who will turn to me? Many will be taken unaware. From the unbelieving it is to be expected. But my people, those who call themselves by my name, have no excuse. For I have encouraged them again and again to read my word. Many will spend hours scrolling on their devices, but grieve spending even 5 minutes reading my word or coming before me in prayer. My children, examine yourselves. Choose whom this day, whom you will serve. Read 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verses 14 through 18. Be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, for what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? And what concord hath Christ with Belial? Or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel? What agreement hath the temple of God, Yah, with idols? For ye are the temple of the living God. As Yahushua hath said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, Yah. They shall be my people. Wherefore come out from among them, and be separate, saith Yahushua. Touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you, and will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith the Lord Yah, Yahweh Almighty. My children, I warn and correct out of love. I give wisdom to those who would seek it. My children, I love you all so much. My children, hear what the Spirit is saying for those who would hear, for unless my people get on their knees and in their prayer closets and pray, the enemy will go forth and proceed with his plans. And judgment will increase in the land and in the nations. Pray for mercy and heed this warning, for I hear the cries of my people. I hear this with humble hearts. I am moved by the prayers and petitions of my people, just as in times prior. My children, pray for one another. Pray that your faith will not fail. Pray to be accounted worthy. I am with you always, your loving, true King, the King of Kings. And this is in the name of Yahuwah, Jesus Christ, Yahushua HaMashiach, the Holy Spirit, the Ruach Kadesh. Thank you for listening. May you all be blessed, kept, and fruitful in all things of the Messiah. Take care. Bye.